Hello everyone. So welcome to the another class of management accounting. Okay. And last class I have given you the theory aspects of cash flow statement, and I hope you have gone through with that. Okay, and even I have given you the format also, that how we will do the solutions and all. So today we'll start slowly with the small problems. Okay, and in further classes we'll try to cover the little bigger question and solutions also. Okay, so let's start. And here in today's class I've taken two small questions. Okay, and in both question we need to calculate cash from operations. So it is little bit similar to the fund from operation. Okay, small changes are there, so we'll check out. And if you have the format with you, then it will be easy for you to understand. So if you remember, or if you have the format, then you can check there to calculate cash from operating activities. Okay, just like a calculation of your fund from operation, first thing we need to take the profit and loss. Okay, so if it like you are getting little bit confused that opening is more or closing is less, like this some problem is happening, then it's always better to start with the closing profit and loss account. No issues at all. Okay, you can start with the closing profit and loss account, and we need to add back in that your non-cash and non-operating or non-fund expenses or losses. So the concept of non-cash and non-operating is going to be the same in your fund from operation also and cash from operation also. It will not change. Okay, so we need to add back non-cash and non-operating expenses, and we need to deduct non-cash and non-operating incomes or gains. Okay, and after the adjustment of non-cash and non-operating expenses with your profit, whatever we are going to get, okay, that we are going to call it as a either net profit after adjustment of non-cash item, okay, or we can call it as a operating profit before working capital changes. So any one thing you can write. Either like as I told you, I have taken two questions today. So in one question I have written one, and another question I have written the another format. So you can go for any one. Okay, there is no hard rule that you have to write like this only. Clear? And once we are going to get the net profit after adjustment of non-cash item or operating profit before working capital changes, then we have to do the adjustment for changes in, okay, your current operating assets. I am again repeating, we need to go for adjustments for changes in current operating assets. And the most important point to keep remember here, when we are solving the cash flow statement, the cash or cash equivalent whichever is available in your balance sheet in given question, we are not going to take those items here as the current assets. Okay, so just for the cash flow statement, keep in your mind, cash or cash equivalent is not your current asset while solving. Actually it is current asset, but while solving the problem it's not your current asset, because we need to do the plus or minus or adjustment of cash and cash equivalent somewhere else in the solution. Okay, so I am saying that adjustment for changes in current operating assets except cash and cash equivalent. Okay, and we need to same time adjust current operating liabilities. Fine, current operating liabilities, and there also we used to say except bank overdraft. Fine, and for adjustment of your current assets and current liabilities, okay, we have again here 4 rules. And again, just like your statement of showing changes in working capital, out of 4 you can keep remember any one, and remaining will be easy. Okay, so right now I'll tell you what are those your 4 rules. So very first thing is we need to add, okay, we need to add if there is a increase in current liability. So just suppose if you have a information about any current liability, just creditors, very simple current liability. Okay, correct, creditors we are taking. So just suppose if in your given question the data is for 2012 and 2013, Okay, so if the creditors amount is in 2012, just suppose 20,000, and in 2013 if it is 30,000, so what is happening? It is increasing, because in 2012 it is 20 and in 2013 it is 30, so 10,000 increase. So if there is an increase in current liability, okay, so we need to add that here. So 10,000 we need to add, and same time we need to add decrease in current asset. So I hope you can make out the relation. Just opposite, increase in current liability if we are adding, then we are going for decrease in current asset also addition. Fine. So after the adding your increase in current liability and decrease in current asset, we need to deduct. What we need to deduct? If I am saying that increase in current liability I am adding, then definitely decrease in current liability I will deduct. Okay, and if I am saying that decrease in current asset we are adding, then definitely increase in current asset I have to deduct. Okay, so I hope you got the thing. Why I used to tell you, just keep remember one rule. Okay, and then once your adjustment with the current items over, if in given question you have the information about income tax paid, okay, if you have the information about income tax paid, then we are going to deduct that also at the end, and finally we are going to get the amount which we are going to represent as a cash from operating activities. So this is your pattern how we have to calculate cash from operating activities. Investment and financing activities we'll see in a further questions. Okay, because for 5 marks we get calculate fund from operation, and even we get sometimes cash from operation calculation also. So I want to add just for I want to cover for that only. Okay, so now just check out to the question, given question now. So we have in the given question, okay, profit and loss is there. So as I told you, we will use definitely closing and opening both to calculate the cash from operation. Okay, and then we have our debtors. So debtor is your current asset, and now we need to check whether the current asset is increasing or decreasing. So if we check 2012 it is 85,000, in 2013 it is 48,000, that means it is decreasing. And what we have seen the rule, decrease in current asset we need to add, okay, while calculating cash from operations. Then we have a next item, bills receivables. Shortcut I have gone, okay, while typing. Bills receivables, in 2012 bills receivable value is 40,000, in 2013 it is 81,000, that means it is increasing. And what we have to do, increase in current asset we need to deduct. Okay, then we have a next general reserve. So in 2012 general reserve is 1,72,000, and in 2013 the general reserve is 2,07,000. That means we have transferred excess amount towards the general reserve. And I hope you remember from the last chapter, transfer to general reserve is our non-cash expense. Okay, so non-cash expense. Then next we have a wages outstanding, and wages outstanding is, if I am not wrong, okay, wages outstanding are your current liabilities. Okay, so just check out, in 2012 it is 26,000, in 2013 it is 8,000. That means it is decreasing, and decrease in current liability we need to deduct. Okay, then next we have a salary prepaid, which is your current asset. Okay, salary prepaid is your current asset. In 2012 it is 8,000, in 2013 it is 10,000. That means it is increasing, and again increase in current asset we need to deduct. Clear? And then we have a goodwill. In 2012 goodwill is 70,000, and in 2013 goodwill is 60,000. That means we have gone for a writing off, 10,000 written off. And again goodwill written off is again your non-cash, okay, expenses or losses. So I hope now your all the items are clear, which are non-cash expense or loss or income or gain, or which are current asset, which are current liability, which we need to add, which we need to deduct. All clear? So now moving towards the solution. Here is the answer. Okay, so in the answer what we have, first we are going to take the profit during the year. So what I have did, okay, closing profit was 65,000 and opening profit was 60,000. So 65 minus 65,000 is your profit during the year. But again and again I am repeating, if you are not comfortable with this, then you can first take the closing profit and at the end you can deduct the opening profit. Okay, no problem at all. But that deduction of your opening profit will come after, just after the adjustment of your non-cash and non-fund, okay, not after the current assets and current. Before that only we have to go for the deduction of opening profit and loss. Fine. So now I have taken closing minus opening, that is 5,000, and then we need to add non-cash and non-fund expenses or losses. Just now we have seen transfer to general reserve, non-cash expense 35,000 here, and then just now we have seen goodwill written off, again a non-cash expense, so 10,000. So these two were a non-cash expense, so I have taken here and writing the total in your outer column of amount, that is 45,000. And while discussing the question only, we have seen we didn't had in this question any non-cash or non-fund income or gains. So just making the total 45,000 plus 5,000, 50,000 is your net profit after adjusting non-cash items. Okay, non-cash and non-operating also you have to mention here. Net profit after adjusting non-cash and non-operating items. Once this is over, then we need to go further, that is adjustment with your current items. So what we have learned, we need to add decrease in current assets and increase in current liabilities. Okay, decrease in current asset and increase in current liability. And what we have checked, whichever is our current assets given in this question, that is debtor, bills, receivables and salary prepaid. Out of these three, only debtors are decreasing. So the decreasing amount of debtors 37,000 we are going to write in a both amount column, because now we don't have any items which we can write under this heading. Okay, so once this is over, now move to the next, that is we need to deduct, we need to subtract increase in current assets and decrease in current liabilities. So bills receivable was increasing, so we are going to mention here, okay, because we had what rule, we have increase in current asset, we need to deduct. Okay, same way increase in salary prepaid, okay, salaries prepaid, that is also your current asset and it increasing, so we need to deduct it. And then coming to your current liabilities, decrease in wages outstanding. Okay, so these three were your current assets and current liabilities. As per the rule, we need to deduct. So making the total of those, that 341 plus 2 plus 18, 61,000 in your outer column of amount. So each and everything is adjusted, non-cash, non-fund or non-operating, current assets and current liabilities. So all adjustment over, and in the outer column of amount, when we are going to do the final plus and minus, we are going to get the amount, how much, 26,000, and this is going to be our cash from operating activities. Okay, I hope you understood. Now moving towards the next question of the day. So I've taken one more question here. Same thing, we need to calculate cash from operating activities, nothing new. So just quickly we will again recheck. So bills receivable, that is your current asset. Okay, so we need to check out whether it is increasing or decreasing, and if it is increasing, then we have to deduct. Okay, then we have our prepaid expenses, again your one more current asset. Fine. And if that is also increasing, no, so here it is decreasing. So if it is decreasing, then we need to add it. Then we have a stock which is increasing, so we need to deduct it. Then we have a outstanding incomes. Okay, outstanding incomes. So outstanding incomes are your current asset, outstanding expenses used to be your current liability, but outstanding incomes are your current asset. And as it is increasing, so we need to deduct it again. Then we have a next debtors, that is your current asset and it is increasing, so we need to deduct again. Then we have a accumulated depreciation, okay, which is your non-cash, and how much the difference, 1,20,000 minus 1 lakh, so that is accumulated depreciation, 20,000 will be your non-cash expense. Then we have a provision for doubtful debts, that is your current liability, and as it is increasing, so we need to add. Okay, then we have a dividend payable. In like earlier we have nothing and we have paid actually 6,000, so dividend payable is your non-operating or non-fund expense. Okay, kindly be clear with your non-cash and non-operating. Non-cash is different, where we used to show the expenses, show it as an expense or loss, but actual terms no cash is flowing from one place to another place. But in case of your non-operating or non-fund, okay, actual cash is flowing from one place to another place, but it's not because of your operating activities. Fine. So dividend payable is your non-operating expense, rupees 6,000. Now coming to bills payable is your current liabilities, which is decreasing, and decrease in current liability we need to deduct. Then we have outstanding expenses, which is increasing, so increase in current liability we need to add. And then the last item we have a creditors, which is decreasing, and decrease in current liability we need to deduct. So I hope now it is clear. Okay, so let's move towards the answer. So very first I have taken a net income. Now if you notice in the question, under the table we didn't have any information about the profit and loss something, but if we are going to read the first sentence of the question, net income of S Limited for the year ending 31st December 2017 was rupees 1,60,000. So this we have to use. Okay, so same net income is 1,60,000, and remaining all is going to be same. We need to add back non-cash and non-fund expenses or losses. Just now we have checked depreciation 20,000 and dividend payable 6,000, and if we are going to do the full adjustment, we are going to get 1,86,000 as an operating profit before working capital change. So as I told you in the starting, see, after adjusting your all the non-cash and non-fund items, what you are going to receive, you can mention it as a net profit after adjusting non-cash item, or you can refer it as a operating profit before working capital changes. Okay, and now we need to go for the adjustment of working capitals, that is your current assets and current liability. So what do we need to add? We need to add the decrease in current asset and increase in current liability. So which all we have checked? Prepaid expenses, that is your current asset. Okay, and it is decreasing, so we are adding outstanding expenses, current liability, it is increasing, so we are adding provision for doubtful debts, it is again your current liability and it is increasing, so we have to add. Okay, so all three items over, so make a total and write in a outer column of amount, and then we need to deduct increase in current asset and decrease in current liability. Debtors are your current asset and it is increasing, so it's here under your less column. And then we have outstanding income, that is again your current asset and it was increasing. Then we have a stock which is increasing. Then we have a bills receivables which is increasing, so all these are current assets which are increasing, so we are deducting it. And then we have a creditors and bills payable which are decreasing, so again we are going to deduct it. These two are your current liabilities. So after adjusting all these increase in current asset and decrease in current liability, we are going to make the total and writing the amount in outer column, that is 75,000. And when finally we are going to do the plus minus of your 1,60,000 and 26,000, no, we have taken the total here as a 186, so we will start from the 1,86,000, in that adding the 9,000, in that deducting the 75,000, then finally we are going to receive the cash from operating activity 1,20,000. So this is the way how we need to solve, and both which I have covered today is your indirect method. Kindly keep in your mind, okay, indirect method. In further class definitely I will try to, or I will cover, not try, I will cover the calculation of cash from operating activities direct method also. Okay, but these two are your indirect method. So just go with this, try to solve. Any doubt you can ask me. So till then, thank you, have a nice day, enjoy.